Valentine Days. Valentine Days is celebrated in many countries, but what are the differences between today's celebration and in the past? Read the next to find out some interesting fact about the most romantic day of the year. Do the preparation text first, then read the article and do the exercise. Valentine's Day is on 14 February, and it can seem as if the world is full of couples who are celebrating their love. Some couples may celebrate with dinner at a nice restaurant, flowers, chocolate, or other presents. But some single people might put a post on social media about why they have Valentine's Days. Or maybe they just avoid it completely. But it's impossible not to know that Valentine's Day is happening, and that's not surprising when millions of people worldwide celebrate it in some way. The price of love. For many romantic people, Valentine's Day means spending money, but habits vary around the world. People in English speaking countries such as the UK and the USA often spend more than those in many other regions. Although the gap is changing. In the UK, baby boomers, Generation X, and millennials are similarly likely to buy something for Valentine's Day. But in the USA, millennials tend to spend more than Generation X and but usually spend more than baby boomers. Across different countries and generations, and pattern remains consistent. Men generally spend more money on Valentine's Day than women. The beginning of modern Valentine's Day. Today, Valentine's Day is celebrated in many parts of the world. But in the USA, where the celebration really became mass market because of a woman called Esther Howland, she became known as the mother of Valentine's after create a successful business making and selling greeting cards in the 1840. She got the idea for Valentine cards from Europe that were decorated with lace of flowers and were very expensive. Then in the early 1800s, two things happened that mean Valentine cards become really popular. Cheap printed cards were made by the greeting cards company Hallmark, and the price of postage stamps fell. Vinegar Valentines. At about the same time as this, another kind of Valentine cards was popular. Vinegar Valentines were nasty, anonymous cards that people sent to someone they didn't like. This per social media was of trolling people was popular for 100 years, but not many examples of the cards are in museum today. Museums have big collection of traditional Valentine cards, but it's no surprise that not many people keep an unkind Valentine card. Further back in history, Valentine's Day has been celebrated in some way for around 600 years, and far back as the 17th century. People gave cards or presents, but the very first Valentine message were written down in the 1400. In 1415, the Duke of Orleans in France sent his wife a Valentine's Day letter while he was in prison in the Tower of London after the Battle of Agincourt. This is the earliest known example of a written Valentine message. However, the exact history of Valentine's Day is unclear because there were several Christian saints called Valentine. According to one story, Valentine was a priest who performed marriage at a time when the emperor believed that single men were better soldiers than married men. The emperor was so angry that Valentine was punished with death. Another story tells of a man named Valentine who helped Christian escape from Roman prisons in a trite story. Valentine sent a letter to a woman while he was in prison and signed in "From you, Valentine." We can't be sure which Valentine the day refers to, but 14 February later became known as Saint Valentine's Day in the Christian calendar.